Yo, what's up, guys? Thank you so much for tuning in. Someone suggested for me to do a live stream. They were like, "When's the next live stream?" Like, I never really have these like on a certain day of the week, but they're just a lot of fun to do when people ask questions, and we could talk NBA and talk Knicks and all that, and it's just really fun to do for sure. And it's time also for me to appreciate you guys and shout out you guys in the chat because you guys are absolutely amazing, and I really appreciate your guys' support. Just thank you so much for being here, guys. All right, first off, we have a comment from Jake. Well, I just want to say what's up to Jake. How you doing, man? He says, when I went to check the score on the Knicks versus Jazz, it was 26 to 44, and I thought the game was already over, and then I woke up and saw the score. Damn, that's awesome, man. Yeah, we are down 18 at one point. Insane. Clutch is in the house. Thanks so much for being here. How are you? I've been watching your videos. Keep up the great work. Jake, yeah, thanks so much for being here. Shantaro's in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, it was. I just like to do that countdown. Just bring some suspense, I guess. But how are you doing, man? Miguel's in the house. He says, make some noise. Thank you so much for being here, man. Thank you so much for being here. Colin's in the house. See that Pelicans profile picture? There you go. Valix. Valix is a great supporter, where he seems like a really cool guy. He did tell me the Jazz were gonna win, or we were gonna beat the Jazz, so I got to give credit to him there. Let's go next. Anthony's in the house. How you doing, Anthony? Hope you're well. No problem, Clutch. But our bench is deep. Well, I wouldn't say our bench is deep. That's interesting insight. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and I love having an open mind. But I don't know if it's Tibbs because he plays the starters a lot, or what. Or what? Like, our bench definitely looks good because Tibbs plays their starters for such a long time. But I think bringing in a guy like Taj Gibson's definitely going to help out the depth when it comes to the power forward / center position, especially Nerlens Noel out with the ankle injury, because we had Julius Randle guarding Gobert, and it was just a mess. We know Randle's inconsistent defensively. He's gone better. But we'll see what happens. I thought Taj Gibson was a nice added piece. Carl's in the house. Thanks so much for being here, Carl. Great supporter as well. Thanks so much for being here, man. He says, what's good, Noah? Let's go Knicks. Nothing much. Appreciate being here, man. I hope you're doing well, Carl. Hope you're doing well. But no problem, Clutch. Do you think RJ Barrett's inconsistency is something he could fix? It's still early in his NBA career, but this was the thing at Duke. He wasn't inconsistent, but he's definitely a guy that's going to have to shoot a lot of shots to be successful. He's a volume scorer, so he's going to have to shoot a lot to make a lot, if that makes sense. Like, he's a guy that's going to score 30 points, but it may be off of like 25, 30 shots. He's like one of those guys, but we hope it's in a more efficient way that he can get to the charity stripe. But that was his thing out of Duke. Just at least not a consistent shooter, a consistent scorer. But RJ has a lot to improve on. There's no excuses. RJ has to be a better basketball player. No excuses. Austin Rivers is officially a fan favorite. Yeah, let's see if we can keep it up. Because we've seen this when he was a member of the Clippers, member just of other basketball teams. How he was always just like really inconsistent guy, even when he was on the Hornets as well. But he's always had the potential to score the ball. He was a lottery pick. I saw Tyson Chandler. I think that's gone. We got Taj Gibson, so I think that's over. We would have to waive someone to pick him up. I did not expect us to start off this great. Obi Toppin's back? Is he really back? I thought, wow, no way. I don't think he would be back that early. Are you kidding me? Can someone follow that report up? Because it's a broad NBA / Knicks, and Bradley Beal had an amazing game last night. They lost, but he was amazing last night. I don't want people to think they could they don't have to just ask Knicks. You guys could talk all NBA. Yeah, he's not back. That's what I thought, David. Thanks so much for being here, by the way. I knew he's going to be out like another week. Because I remember like a week ago, there's a report that he was going to be reevaluated in like 1 or 2 weeks, something like that. But I get that comparison, Carl. RJ's like a big Westbrook. Westbrook's more of a consistent player. We hope RJ gets to that consistent level, though. He needs to become more consistent. But when he was struggling to shoot the ball, you just loved seeing the playmaking. You just loved seeing the defense. He had like 3 or 4 steals. He read the passing lanes very well. You don't like him back? I actually think it's a perfect fit because we're missing depth when it comes to big men, and we need someone in the locker room. And he could also help mentor Mitchell Robinson. Big fantasy matchup. Yeah, I've been like, I've like always forgot I had fantasy. I was like, oh, I have to go check because this is my first time doing fantasy. Yeah, that's the big thing, RJ. RJ, um, appreciate being here. I don't think RJ will ever be the level of Zion or Jaw, and people might hate when I say that, but it really sucks. We needed a point guard, and we were one pick away, just one lottery pick away from John Morant, which really hurts. Of course, he has that terrible injury, but he's an unbelievable player. His ability to pass the ball, um, but it sucks. But we have to roll with RJ. He's a New York Knick. Wait, Obi's really back? Well, he's gonna be coming off the bench if he's back. If he's telling me to look it up, then he is back. That's awesome news. And that'll give us some depth. Randle won't have to play as many minutes, but they're definitely gonna ease him in. Um, Udonis has him to the Miami Heat. See, like maybe Taj Gibson. He's been coached by Thibodeau since Minnesota and Chicago as well. The Derrick Rose, Joakim Noah days. Mike Dunleavy, Kyle Korver was on one of those teams. So maybe he's a nice locker room guy to have. Like Spellman wasn't going to play. He wasn't going to play, and he has issues like keeping up with his weight and keeping himself in check. Do you think? I'm sorry if I'm like really behind. I like to look at everyone's comments. Do you think Mikal Bridges is someone the Knicks could draft or trade for? See, maybe for Randle when they add in a player. See, that would obviously be awesome, especially because the Suns are in the position they're trying to contend for a championship, bringing in a guy like Chris Paul, they have Devin Booker there, DeAndre Ayton. Mikal Bridges is someone I wanted from the start. Just high impact guy. He wasn't raw. He just was going to make an impact right away. That's why I wanted Devin Vassell. I wanted someone low bust potential, just a very solid player. Hit that single, don't always swing for the fences. Like we always swing for the fences with a Kevin Knox. And for example, instead we should like be settling for those singles or doubles. Just someone that can make an impact for a very long time. Even on a championship team, may not be a number one option, but someone that can be very solid. But I don't see that happening. I think the Suns find him very productive and just very solid. And he's like an untouchable guy. Same thing with Cam Johnson. Um, Tibbs said he got good. Well, there you go. He's not like officially back. RJ does need a better jumper. He definitely needs to improve at that. No excuses about that. The 2021 Dallas pick, it's pretty much wherever the Mavericks record, it affects this pick this upcoming draft. So, for example, it's not going to happen. But if they're the sixth worst team in the league, they'll have the sixth pick. But they're still the lottery. You know what I'm saying? Like if they're the 10th worst team, then we have the 10th pick. But there's the lottery, so it can drop and all that, you know? But yeah, that is our pick. So you have to root for Dallas to lose this season, especially if the Knicks go on to make the playoffs. It would be such a Knicks thing. I know people want to make the playoffs. I want to make the playoffs. But at the same time, I want that point guard of the future so bad. And it's an upcoming stacked draft. So I'm like, oh, gosh, it's just so interesting. I don't know about that. I know we have the Tyson Chandler bias, but he's very old and he wasn't really producing anyway. I know he was on some championship caliber teams, but he has injury history as well, or he had injuries lately. But I wouldn't have been mad at Chandler either. Dun, dun, dun. If you go under like settings, it should like then it'll give you an option just like near the profile picture to change your name. But you can't change it if you change it like the last 60 days or something. Like if you just made it Miguel Garcia like 20 days ago or 30 days ago, you won't be able to change it, I don't think. I love Keldon Johnson. I really like Keldon Johnson. Did you see my video on Keldon Johnson? I don't want to get rid of Randle anymore. I used to be a guy that wants to get rid of Randle. But then I'm like, if he keeps us up, I don't want to trade him just to trade him. He's playing too well for a guy to just trade to trade. Yeah, Taj Gibson is to New York. He's negotiating a contract or putting a contract together. So yeah, we waived Amore Spellman. Yeah, that was the big thing. I thought you guys were gonna draft Aaron Naismith. I thought you guys were going to go shooter. I was surprised when you guys took Kyra. That is something I am worried about. I know it's only his second year, um, But I did like down the stretch how he played good defense and he made the right passes and he realized he was off. But inconsistency is definitely a big thing with RJ Barrett, especially when it comes to his shooting. For real, man. Especially if he's like initiating contact. Got to make free throws too. But definitely is a big thing to be concerned about. His handle needs to get better. He has a lot to work on. I'm not sold on Payton. Randle, I think, can keep this up. What's going on, Anthony? Thanks so much for being here. Randle maybe can keep this up again. What are we? We're 5-3 right now. 5-3 right now, so we're 8 games into the season. So I'm not gonna be sold on it yet. Payton's just not our future. It's as simple as that. Anyone that thinks Payton's our future, he's not. He can't shoot. Just like we wouldn't have gotten rid of him in the first place. They better come to play. This is a game you can't sleep on. They have some young players like Shea, Darius Bazley, Dort plays good defense. Just you can't sleep on the Thunder. They still have some nice pieces. All right, the chat's going by so fast, so I'm sorry if I missed anyone's comment. I wanted to scroll down to the bottom. You could retype it, and then I'll get to it. Yo, what's going on, Triborough? Thanks so much for being here, man. How are you? Your Mets got Lindor, so that's awesome. Congrats on that. I think the Mets are definitely looking up. Definitely looking up. Digital has a question. What's up? Wondering if you think Knicks will extend Randle for next year. Well, he still has, unless it's not guaranteed next season. Well, it's too early into the season, so we can't really say if he's gonna get an extension because everyone's really hyped about Randle, but the season's not over. It's not. He can just completely fall off. You're not asking too many questions. Do you think we should wait? Just trade Dennis. We're not gonna get anything. I would literally waive him. Like he has questions how much he loves the game. Just everything that people were scared of entering the draft is just like it's come to life. Just like he's talented, doesn't know how to play the point guard position though. He's a very individual basketball player, and his athleticism is not even there anymore, so he's trash. Okay, Cowboy, I got you, man. Yo, Happy New Year. What's going on, Buzzer Beater? Thanks so much for being here. Yo, D Nice is in the house. How are you, man? Yeah, you wanna see it on a more consistent basis. You want to see more games. I'm right there with you. He's a team option. The team option, damn, not player option team. We'll see what happens again. What are we, 8 games into the season? So we got to chill. But Randall's been playing amazing. What can I say? Actually, I'm not going to say he's playing amazing. He's played better than last year. He's still turned over the ball like crazy, but he does have the ball in his hands. But looks like he's matured his game and he's keeping his head up, so you can't be mad at him. And we used to think RJ didn't play well because of Randall. And now we see Randall keep his head up, and RJ simply just needs to be better. We should have drafted Denny. Denny's been all right, so I'm not going to say that. Tyrese Halliburton's a guy that I thought he went to a perfect situation more off the ball. You have Tyrese Halliburton's feel of the game, and then you have De'Aaron Fox's flair and quickness. He's a guy that's more of a catch and shoot guy, but I wouldn't have been mad at Halliburton. He's probably the smartest player coming out of that draft. Exactly. Um, yeah, Burks, he's going to be reevaluated in 7 to 10 days. That's how you know it's a bad ankle injury. He's had some injury history. But the thing about Obi, I want to let you guys know my thoughts on the Obi situation. If Randall continues to keep this up and he still has his game matured, Obi Toppin we took with the 8th overall pick out of Dayton. If Julius Randle plays so well, will we move on from Obi, or are we going to be we have to realize not everyone's going to be a star? Because if we bring Randle back, that just proves we're not sold on Obi. And we could think of it from a different perspective, Obi could still be a good contributing piece. People think of bench, and they're like, you're trash. There's some very, good players that come off the bench in the NBA and produce. What if Obi was this energy guy off the bench? He was the 8th overall pick. Guys, I want you, after this stream, look at the history of the 8th overall pick. It's not great. Not like he was supposed to be the superstar or anything. He could still be a nice contributing piece, in my opinion. Yeah, I'm right there with you. And is this a playoff team? This offense is still just horrible. This is still not a great offense. It just isn't. And you still see us leaving guys wide open for 3. They just happen to be missing. Waive him. I don't care. I would waive him. But Obi's played one game. I didn't like how they used him. They had him at the 3-point line. They're treating him like he's Porzingis. Porzingis, yes, he shot 38% from three in college, but he attempted 2.6 threes. He has potential from down there, but he's not a knockdown shooter. He's not. I just didn't like how we're using him. I think RJ will either be just a very solid player for a long time. I think he'll be a very solid player for a long time. I don't see him being an all-star. Randle does look like an all-star right now, Devin. Oh, how do you become a member? I never like tell people to become a member because I really appreciate you guys' support. It's only if you want to further support the channel. I'll have to drop the link in the chat, but it costs money. I doubt you want to pay money, man. I really appreciate you being here. So don't feel like you have to do that at all. Yeah, quickly got no burn, but I think it's probably also because Peyton played so good. You have to think about Peyton and Rivers, though. They played their asses off, and they played amazing, so that's probably why. Quickly had like one nice defensive possession and had the nice lob to Knox, though. Can we talk about Knox? Knox was underrated. Everyone's talking about Mitch, how he only had 2,000, like 41 minutes, how RJ struggled, how Rivers went off, Randle played very well down the stretch. But Knox had that key block. Knox played some nice basketball last night. I thought he played good on defense. I really do. Yeah, for sure. Those were some crazy shots. All right, I'm not going to talk championship yet. Okay, this is when we start going crazy. I love the optimistic thinking, but we still need a point guard. I'm sorry. Anyone, like, if you're a Payne lover, that's great. Like, I love Payne right now. He's helping us win games, but he's not our future. He's just not. Would you say Randle is more valuable than Porzingis? Porzingis brought a brand new element of consistently stretching the floor, but you can make the argument Porzingis more talented. Don't get me wrong. Randle's a contributing player, but Porzingis way more talented. Shoot the three, put the ball on the floor, and all that. And you could even say he had a tighter handle than Randle at his size. Like, he kept it low. It was impressive. But we've seen games from Porzingis, 10 games in a row, 30-plus points, 50% from the field. And then you'd see him fall off. He would shoot like, he would have 20 points, but then he would shoot like 40%. Like, remember when he said, I'm tired? Randle does bring more to the game of like a contributing factor, though. We need a true point guard. This team's not going to reach its ceiling until we get a point, like a true point guard. I'm not saying Payne's not a true point guard, but give me a point guard that can shoot the ball, if that's quickly or not. I personally don't think it's quickly or it's too early, but yeah, Rivers represents New York very well. I love what Rivers said. Well, the way we're using our bench right now, I don't think Frank would get minutes. We have Rivers, we have Quickly, we have Alfred Payton. Where does he fit, Frank? I think Frank's gone. Sorry, someone called me. He is way too injury prone. Porzingis was unbelievable. I love Porzingis. I still have his jersey. Trade Frank, DSJ, a couple second rounders for like maybe a Happy Meal, but McDonald. That's way too much, bro. That's way too much. Yo, what's going on, the new Knicks? Thank you so much for being here, man. I really appreciate you being here. How are you? I always see you saying what's up to me. I always say what's up to you. Seem like an awesome dude. Thanks so much for being here, man. Let's see. Start Quick and Rivers for the rest of the season in the backcourt. I wouldn't be mad at that, like, at all. But would Tibbs do that? We're winning right now. So I don't see, like, if something's working, Tibbs isn't going to take Peyton out of the lineup. But that's a lot better, like, long-term solution, maybe. Let's see. Frank is getting traded or declined his option. Yeah, we didn't extend him or anything. Yeah, everyone did. I didn't, but I was still like Dennis Smith Jr. Someone I've never liked Dennis Smith Jr. I've always liked Frank more than Dennis Smith Jr. But he's probably gonna be gone, Devin. If KP didn't tear his ACL, we definitely would be a playoff team. What do you think? Would Porzingis still be here though? Would he still want to be a part of this organization? Yeah, Frank hasn't lived up to a lottery pick, but I'm going to say this again. Look at the history of the 8th overall pick. It's not good. Frank, I get he could play defense, but people will act like he's freaking Gary Payton the glove on defense. But his offensive game is just so bad. That's why he's not on the floor. It's just as simple as that. His offensive game is so bad. He's not decisive, has no confidence. Yeah, Payton may be the starter, but quickly may play more minutes off the bench. But Payton was just on, so. No, I live in New Jersey. I don't live in New York. Maybe we'll see. It's way too early. What's going on, Karam? Thank you so much for being here, man. I'm not expecting us to make the playoffs. I want the again. I'm gonna say this again. I want to go to the playoffs. We need a damn point guard. If we go to the playoffs, we better trade for a point guard. We better get a point guard. We better. Because we're missing out on a stacked draft if we go to the playoffs. Yeah, but we were like 8-6. It was like really at the beginning of the season, though. Actually, since when Tim Hardaway Jr. got hurt, then we were out of the playoffs. I don't think people realize how much he was contributing, but he wasn't keeping that up, even if he didn't get hurt. Tim Hardaway Jr. He was really inconsistent. Randle's played very well. He's keeping his head up and making right passes. It's too early, though. Like, I'm not going to say my mind's completely changed on Randle. Not going to say that. Yo, what's going on, Sports Critic? Thank you so much for being here. Magic look great right now. It really broke my heart when Fultz got injured because he's been going through so much in his NBA career. That really sucked to see that ACL injury, and he's playing very well. I want to give the respect to the way. I'm not an Alfred Payne fan, but I got to give him respect. He's been playing very well. But is he a part of our future? Like as a starting point guard? No. Hit the like button for my boy. What you'll think about calling live streams Noah's Ark? Yo, I love that, man. I appreciate that a lot. You're always a great supporter. I really appreciate that. Yo, I appreciate that a lot. I appreciate that. I saw like your comments before I was live. Yeah, I appreciate you. Payne is playing for his career. He's motivated right now, and that says a lot for Coach Tibbs. Tibbs motivates a lot of people. We even have Knox out here playing defense. Knox playing defense. That big block down the stretch no one talks about. But it's way too early. We'll see what happens. Walmart Randle. He didn't turn. He was a pure scorer of the ball. Michael Beasley. He would have been a good player if he cared about the game. They definitely are. The way Knox, I'm not gonna say he's a consistent defensive player, but they're definitely using him in the catch and shoot situation. They're like his handle's not great yet; it's still sloppy. So we're gonna use him in catch and shoot situations, and he's hit some big threes for us lately. If it's not in the Indiana game, the Atlanta game, and who we just play, the Jazz. Devin, how do you feel about Knicks giving Lonzo Ball an offer in free agency? I think Lonzo would be great for us 3-point shooting. I wouldn't mind it at all. I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, hopefully he has a good recovery. Um, Elite Wolf, do you think our wins have been just luck or guys trying this year? I think it is actually coaching. There's luck into like everyone if you really think about it. There's always going to be like a crazy shot, but this team's playing hard, and hard work's not luck in my opinion. The way we're playing down the stretch, we're not giving up. Like Fizdale, he would smile when we're down freaking 18 points, but we came back 18, came back by 18 against the Utah Jazz that are probably going to be a playoff team. Donovan Mitchell entering the game though, shooting 38% from the field, but they still got guys like Jordan Clarkson, Mike Conley, Rudy Gobert, one of the best defense players, Royce O'Neal, Joe Ingles. They have very solid basketball players. So I can't take credit away from this team. Yeah, Cole Anthony really is a guy that started off really well. See, Cole Anthony was either going to be really good or really bad because you saw the inefficiency in college, but then you saw he played with no talent. You saw that he forced a lot. You saw the turnovers. But then you look at his pure talent, one of the top players out of high school, tough shot maker, really good handle. So he's definitely a guy that's going to be streaky in my opinion, but it's going to be awesome to see him start and get that opportunity. He started off really well. He's kind of tailed off, but I think Cole Anthony is going to be a good player. I hope he is. Alfred Payne was all right in Orlando. He was all right. Definitely better. It's too early to say they're going to be good. They have a lot of work to do. RJ really needs to step up his game, not a little. Not got to be more consistent. I'm not going to say that based off of one game, though. He's definitely a streaky guy. He may go like 0 for 10 tomorrow. Yo, Random Studio 6 in the house. Talk about a loyal supporter. This man's been subscribed to me for like 4 or 5 years. It's, I swear, like 3 or 4 years. Probably my like oldest subscriber in the chat. Bills fan. Congratulations on the Bills. When like my channel first started, Noah Cahill, Bills were awful. Now they have Josh Allen, MVP candidate. Just one of the best teams in football. Just unbelievable. Just I'm happy for you, man. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. How are you doing, Random Studio 6? Lonzo plays defense, D nice. His free throws improved, though. I know his mechanics got better with his shot. Do we have a top first? Well, if we make it to the play, it all comes down to the lottery. Like, we saw the Pelicans be 9th, 10th seeding, get the first overall pick, which, of course, hurt us Knicks fans. But depends what position we're in. But don't forget, we have the Mavericks pick, but I still think they're going to find a way to be good, as long as they have Luka. Shea's a tough assignment. He's not, like, really athletic, but he's smart. That's the thing. That's definitely a problem, dude. If he can bump it up to 43, 44%, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. IQ Jay's in the house. Thank you so much for being here. How are you, man? Payne still can't shoot. He still can't shoot. Still can't. I don't think anyone's in trouble at the moment. It's way too early to say. It's way too early. Way too early. Would you trade for Lonzo? And if so, what would you... Like, everyone says, like, would you trade for someone? What would we trade? We don't want to give up Mitch. We don't want to give up RJ. Like, what would we trade? No one wants Dennis Smith Jr. for Lonzo. No one wants Frank. Like, that's the thing. What would we trade? We have nothing to trade. That's why I don't think we make big-time trades. Yes, sir, Jason. I would try to sign him as well. The Suns are better this year. Well, they definitely got true point guard of Chris Paul that definitely knows how to run the show. Yo, Buzzer Beater, thank you so much, Super Chat, man. You did not have to do that. I really appreciate that. How many wins do we get over the next 10 games? That's a really good question. What are we at? 5 right now? We have 5 wins? I'll have to look at our schedule for the next 10 games. That's a really good question. I'll have to look at our schedule. It all comes down to our schedule. I know we got the Thunder next. Do we have Pelicans after that? No, I think we have the Thunder next. That's all I know right now. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate your great amount of support, your suggestions in the chat, always supporting the channel. What's going on, Julio? Thank you so much for being here, man. Thank you so much. Yeah, Steven Adams definitely not the guy that constructs the floor, but he's a bully down low in the post, and he's really good at boxing out. Yeah, maybe, man. We'll see what happens. I'll be fine with 44%. We want to see improvement. We want to see the improvement. Next season, though, it's not even this season. Next season's where RJ has to step up. If RJ's not good next season, call me crazy, or he's not efficient, or shows any signs of improvement, I would consider moving on. Because next season, the season like these young guys are supposed to pop, I would really consider it. Because like, would we want to give a lot of money to RJ Barrett, who hasn't proven to be like consistent? Don't want to be in a Timberwolves situation with Andrew Wiggins. Like how they signed Andrew Wiggins to that contract. Harden's a way better shooter, though. All respect to him. Can Luka win MVP? He's going to have to step it up. He didn't start off that strong. Yo, salute from Madrid? Yo, thanks so much for being here. Yo, screaming at 4 a.m. That's how you know you're a loyal Knicks fan. You're from Madrid. Yesterday, you were screaming at 4 o'clock in the morning when Rivers was hitting those threes. That's amazing, dude. Thanks so much for being here, Carlos. Dino Nice says, if the trade talks need to stop, we have good chemistry. Right now, yeah. Let's wait for the trade deadline. I am too. I really like the way he was playing. Yeah, he's gonna be a free agent. You guys have Eric Bledsoe, right? The way Lonzo, people are like, Lonzo hasn't popped. He's not playing good. People need to accept what Lonzo is. Lonzo's not a guy that's going to average 20 points per game. I'm sorry. He's just going to be a very solid player, and that's okay. Well, it's all right, man. All respect to you. I'll try to keep you up because I drop recaps after like every game. But thank you so much for your great amount of support. You always supporting. What I've seen, I think Lonzo's just solid. I don't think he's good. I don't think he's great. He's a solid player. I like Baisley. I like Shea. I like Dort. I believe Alexios Pokashevsky got hurt. I like Teo. He's really solid. When you can't like slow down or you can't take your feet off the gas against those young teams, I'm definitely not overlooking your Thunder, man. I'm not. Because, like, you never know. Yeah, it's not even averaging 21 plus points. Wiggins did, but it just efficiency. Efficiency. Is the handle getting better? The handle needs to work. Yeah, he holds players accountable. I'm a Giants fan. I don't know if you know who Joe Judge is, but he reminds me of that. All right, first off, the starting lineup. He found the starting lineup. Fizdale would be with his sixth starting lineup by now. He would be like taking pay now if he struggled one game. But Tibbs has to realize we need stability in the lineup. We're not going to win games if there's no stability. Also, he's holding players accountable. He's not satisfied. Fizdale would be happy when we're down so many teams. He's playing these players, in my opinion, throughout their strengths. I see certain like areas where they set RJ up for good shots. He's not knocking them down. He's making these players look more disciplined. Mitchell Robinson looks more disciplined. I think it's definitely a no discipline, no nonsense, getting the most out of the players type of mentality. I really think that. And stability is a big thing. But yeah, you guys have those young players, so I bet it really is fun to watch. Like, if this is a season, doesn't matter if you guys don't make the playoffs. You just want to see the development throughout the season by the young guys. I think Thunder are a team that's better offensively. He is a good defender. I hope not. I think RJ has more of that dog in him, in my opinion. We hope not though. Wiggins definitely a better athlete. You have to realize like Wiggins' hype coming out, but weren't they both number one players coming out of high school? Zion just flourished in college. But yeah, RJ was number one player out of high school. Um, RJ has a lot to work on. They have Alexios, they have Teo Maladon, Darius Baisley. They have some pieces, and they have a lot of draft picks. That's why a lot of people are high on the Thunder as well. They have a lot of draft picks. I hope so, Andrew. That's a great culture to build. Kawhi. Kawhi. It depends, though. There's different types of defenders. You have guys like Anthony Davis that are very versatile at his size, guard the perimeter and protect the rim. You have guys like Anthony Davis, Rudy Gobert, Kawhi Leonard. Rudy Gobert's a rim protector. You have Kawhi that's very versatile, quick hands. Fizdale looked like he was running an AAU team out there. Like, there was just no offensive sets or anything. Tibbs is playing Randle and RJ way too much. Yeah, someone said Dort. Someone said Dort. I was just like replying to it. Monjay, thanks so much for being here. Tibbs is playing Randle and RJ way too much. I'm okay with it for now, but that should change when Burks and I agree. Um, when you play guys a lot, they're gonna get fatigued. And injuries might happen. That's what scares me. That's definitely the main knock on Thibodeau. But when these other guys come back, hopefully their minutes get cut down because, especially a big guy like Randle, at the beginning of his NBA career, his rookie year, first 5 minutes in, he got hurt. Yeah, I agree, buzzer beater. Well, that's way, way, way too early. I can't even like take a look and like Rookie of the year, you can't even say right now, in my opinion. KD is definitely the best scorer of all time. You could say Wilt Chamberlain, his points, but just the fashion KD scores in. Not Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Kareem. Yeah, that was bad clutch. Julius Randle is keeping his head up. He's playing better defense. That might be coaching and playing him throughout his strengths. But I'm pleasantly surprised. RJ can't shoot in general. We need to do a better job communicating and guarding the three-point line. Got to. As long as we do it when it matters most, but I'm just going to say this team's going to grind out a lot of wins. Well, I'm not going to say a lot of wins. This team has to grind out wins. They're not going to be able to blow out teams. Do we know that, though, Monjay? He still was a terrible coach. Like, he didn't call timeouts. He didn't make adjustments. Didn't hold players accountable. The Sixers started really nice. The Nuggets, the way they started, but it's only the beginning. When he said to Moutier, "will get you right," I think he meant it in another way. Emmanuel Moutier will get you right out of the league. I don't know what that stat is then. I don't know what that stat is. When I watch the game, someone's open from three like every time. Yeah, that was the big thing, and he didn't shoot great from the free throw line, like 60%. Well, yeah, what am I saying? Besides, if I just answer besides the Knicks, though. But yeah, Knicks been the most surprising. Good point. But then you had a guy like Mike Miller that took over and was 17 and 27. He did a solid job. I have a question, guys. If the Knicks make it to the playoffs, 8th seed, will free agents want to start coming here because they're building a winning culture, or no? Because I know Kawhi's a free agent. I don't think it's happening, but what are your thoughts on that? I don't think so because we got Gibson. We'll have to waive someone to open up a roster spot. I guess you wanted because I don't think it was just for the mentor thing. Chandler wasn't playing. Like Gibson was still showing solid productivity, and Chandler has injury concerns. We needed a backup big. When Mitch was out of the game, especially because Noel was hurt, like with the ankle injury, you can't have Randle guarding Gobert. You can't. He's not consistent enough defensively. So you needed that depth. I don't like the way the Nuggets have started. I watched the Clippers. They don't look great. They're so good. They don't look great. I hope, Karan. Maybe, Devin. That's a good point. Yeah, I think we just have to learn to build this thing throughout the draft. Yo, digital. I see you comment on my videos. I believe. Thank you so much for being in the live stream. Saw you earlier. Thank you so much. A great amount of support. You did not have to do that. Thank you so much, man. He says the Tibbs touch is real. He knows how to unlock talent on the roster. I agree. He does a good job playing the players throughout their strengths. You have Knox playing defense, and that makes us less draft reliant over the long run. Thanks. Why are you saying thanks? Thank you so much for being here. I should be thanking you. But thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. You said great channel. Appreciate that a lot, man. I really do. Um, I agree. I agree. Could have gave a Zion. You could have though. Imagine if we had Zion. Oh no, that would be the biggest disaster. Zion with Tibbs. Tibbs giving Zion 42 minutes a night. Could you imagine that? That would be a disaster, actually. That's actually a good point. You had guys like Gallinari and Ronda that went to the Hawks. Trae Young's like an attractive type of like player people want to play with. But he took like 9 shots last night. I was really surprised by that. The Hawks have not been good the last few games. I believe they're on a 2-game losing streak or 3. Yeah, I've been really surprised with that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate your guys' support. Couldn't ask for better supporters. Taj Gibson is back, Quinn. I made a video on that. Thank you so much for being here, Quinn. How are you? Frankie. Is that Frank Ntilikina? Just wait until Zion enters unrestricted free agency multiple years and decides to team up with Barrett. Don't at me. Well, hopefully Barrett's better at that point, but of course that would be amazing. Let's hope we have a point guard by that time, too. Let's hope we have a point guard. I would trade up to get Jalen Suggs. I don't know what we would trade, though. I don't. But could you imagine RJ, Zion, Mitchell Robinson, Randle wouldn't be there anymore. Zion can't play. Wait. Yeah, Randle wouldn't be there anymore. Yeah, that's a dream. Dream scenario. Depends what happens in the offseason. Depends what happens in the draft. I'm sorry. All respect to Peyton, but he's not our franchise point guard. It depends how RJ improves too as well. RJ's it's a no excuse year for RJ next year. It already is a no excuse. After your rookie year, there's no excuses. That's 36 minutes. Joey, thanks so much for being here. How are you? The refs give Trae Young all the calls. Same thing with Luka. Suggs is the real deal. If we keep winning, though, we're not going to. See, that's the thing. I want to make the playoffs, but I want a damn point guard. If we were, like, winning like this and we had a franchise point guard, then I would be okay with it. But this is an upcoming stacked draft, and that scares me. I'll make sure I'll check it out. Check it out, Clutch. But don't get me wrong, I'm still happy, but it makes me feel like, is this affecting the future, the draft capital? It's interesting, you know? The Beast is in the house. Thanks so much for being here. The Beast Brandon, I like that name. Here's the big issue with the Knicks. Let's say we are a 500 team, which would be nice. Are we sellers in order to improve the team? Or do we chase a playoff spot? Wait, sellers to improve the team? Sounds like a playoff spot both times. Because you have to improve to get to the playoffs. Quickly should start. Anyone in the chat think Quickly is the point guard of the future? It's too early, in my opinion. I don't know if I want to be a GM one day. I'll freaking be stressed, but I appreciate that a lot, Quinn. I really do appreciate that. Yo, Mama Said's in the house. Thanks so much for being here. Great supporter. Great supporter. Let's go Knicks. How are you? Oh my God, he said my name. What's up, Brandon? It all comes down to RJ. RJ has to get better. He has to. See, this is the thing. Alec Burks has some injury concerns in his NBA career. We got him on that 1-year, $6 million contract. Some people say they want to trade him. But I think it would be nice to have a guy that can shoot and brings a veteran presence, that is experienced winning with the Jazz, with the Sixers. I've actually heard of him. I haven't watched him, but I've heard of him. Yeah, he kind of reminds me of that Lou Williams, gets people up in the air, initiates contact. Stomach just growled. We definitely do need more talent. This is the thing. I want to make it to the playoffs, but is it affecting our future? Like, I'll be okay with it if we had our point guard in the future. Oh, Bullock we could trade. I don't mind that. 6-man, yes, him. Diamond says, quickly can be. Give it a year. Love this channel. I appreciate that a lot, man. I really appreciate that. How about the Taj Gibson talk? I talked about Taj Gibson. perfect locker room guy to bring in. And for example, Mitchell Robinson, he gets all these minutes, but if he does get in foul trouble with Noel hurt, who's our backup big? We had Randle playing the 5. We needed depth and we need a locker room presence. Um, a guy that could just mentor and help out these young guys. Whoa. Oh my. I've been watching this man like for so. Yo, thank you so much for being here, Sam. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. How are you? Damn, I'm a little starstruck right now. How are you? The Alonzo Trier hype was like insane, and he's not even on an NBA team anymore. At the time, I was like, stupid. Cale Pinson? But at least he's a good guy, like supporting players from the bench, I guess. Um, Mitchell Robinson's our best player. I could see that if he continues to mature his game. Like only 2 fouls in 41 minutes, like I'll take that. That's really rare. I couldn't believe that. Like he did a really solid job on Gobert. Um, Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Nick's looking up. Nick's looking up. Just give us a damn point guard. Well, Payne's playing good, but is he our future? I don't think so. D. Grails is in the house. I'll have to talk to D. Grails. You seem like an awesome dude. I love what you're doing with your channel as well. But I'm glad you're doing good. So, Payne's good at defense. He is. But he has those times like he was settling for 3-point shots when we were building momentum. It's the third quarter. There's 8 minutes. We're down like by down 6. I'm like, he just wanted us to take the lead so bad that he was settling for 3-point shots. It really just it just annoys me sometimes. But he played good. He only missed 5 shots. He was like 10 for 15, and he was a man possessed in the paint. Give Quickly more minutes. I think Quickly's going to get minutes. I think it's just because Rivers was on fire. Payton was on fire. I think that's the thing. Payton couldn't be stopped in the game. And Rivers, we saw what he was able to do. That's okay, man. Like, we have lives outside of YouTube. So I get that for sure. But yeah, this is just a hangout. Talk NBA, talk Knicks. Got Coach Sim in the house. Like Trier was cool that he was able to score the ball, but gosh, he was selfish on the floor. He was so selfish. Alonzo Trier, really selfish. But we saw games against the Rockets. It was just insane. I was like really wondering how they weren't stopping him because I'm like, he drives right every single time. But I really don't think Quickly is Alonzo Trier. They both could draw fouls, which like they're kind of similar, but we'll see what happens. I'll be honest, I didn't like the Quickly pick. I wanted Tyrell Terry, the kid from Stanford who's on the Mavericks. He's getting no burn. Because I really thought he was going to be a steal. I'm like, how is this guy like so late in the draft? But it's probably because smaller frame, doesn't play defense, handle's not great. He could shoot the ball, but not the quickest release. Am I a player or no? Just gonna. Oh, don't say that. Oh, don't. Please, no. Oh. Quickly does have IQ. Plays with a better pace too. You give the ball to Trier, he's like, get out the way. Get out the way. I'm just trying to get a bucket here. Well, the Sixers are like 7-1 right now. I caught the game last night. Seth Curry was a great pickup, and they needed shooting. I really hated when they got rid of Landry Shamet. They gave up a lot for Tobias Harris. I'm not a big fan of him. But now you have depth as a big man of Dwight Howard. Looks like he's matured himself. We know the whole situation with the Lakers. Or not the Lakers. Yeah, when he was with the Lakers originally. The whole Kobe situation. But I actually do like what the Sixers are doing. A brand new coach, Doc Rivers. We have his son now. So that's gonna be funny when we did play the Sixers, but Rivers was hurt in that game, I believe so. But we'll see what the Sixers do. It all comes down to the playoffs, so don't question them as a regular season team. It's the playoffs. Oh yeah, for sure. Because we have our starters playing like a million minutes, hopefully. Because like the fatigue scares me. That's the only knock I have on Thibodeau. like playing the starters so much. But again, we have no choice because we have like no depth, especially when you have like when Randle was playing like backup big because Nerlens Noel was hurt, and that's why I liked when we brought in Taj because he's a nice veteran guy to have in the locker room, and we needed depth. People wanted Chandler; it would have been really cool, but got hurt. Like he's not productive anymore. I think Taj is still a very not very productive player. He's solid. I'll say that out of Taj. He was still our starting big. He was the guy that started but got like 21 minutes as a starter. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the second unit could do. But like I said, with Thibodeau, the fatigue, it scares me with injuries. That just scares me. But I hope it doesn't happen, of course. Yeah, Brett Brown was. I didn't like Brett Brown. It's a cool story and all how he's a part of the team when they won like 10 or 11 games, but because I actually went to a Knicks and Sixers game when it was the season the Sixers won 11 games, and who was on that team? Hollis Thompson, I believe he went to Georgetown. Was Michael Carter Williams on that team? Gosh, I can't believe Michael Carter Williams won Rookie of the Year. But I'm trying to think who else was on that team. Tony Roten, Jalo Okafor, I believe, or Nerlens Noel. Just that was such a bad team, and I was like, if the Knicks lose to the freaking Sixers, I'm gonna be so mad. But no, we ended up winning that game. I think Carmelo had a fantastic game. Did we have Porzingis? I'm trying to remember that team. Trying to remember that. Win the finals. Okay, we're getting ahead of ourselves now. We don't know how to act. Quickly's such a smart player, though. This man gets players so frustrated initiating contact. Yeah, that's the thing, though. Tim Hardaway Jr., he would have games. He was amazing. A lot of people like to credit Porzingis when we were in the playoff race. But when Tim Hardaway Jr. got hurt, we were out of it. But yeah, he was so streaky. He averaged 20 points, but he shot like 38% from the field. He shot crazy. He just shot crazy shots. I try to read everyone's comments because then I'll feel bad if I don't read every comment. Yeah, Wizards defense is just bad. And they have a really weird constructed team as well. They have Beal, they have Westbrook, but then they have Denny, they have Rui Hachimura, then they have Thomas Bryant who doesn't play defense. They have Raul Neto. Such a weird team. Kevin Knox, it's all about the consistency. I loved how he had that big block. I thought that was a momentum changing block, and you could say he had a momentum play as well against Atlanta when he was falling out of bounds. He threw up that three and he made it. That was just amazing. I was like, how do you make that? Someone called me again. All right, so the first shot, I was like, here we go again. Kevin Knox missing open shots, and let me just see the terrible defense. But down the stretch in games, Kevin Knox has played very solid. I hope RJ's not Tim Hardaway Jr. Tim Hardaway Jr. wasn't efficient, but don't get me wrong, he was a better shooter than RJ. That voice crack. You're a Frank guy? You said Frank's good. Even the biggest Frank supporters wouldn't say that. They would say he's solid. I agree, D. Grails. Quickly play point guard his whole life. You could say Trier did too, but I don't know the details on Taj's contract, but I'm gonna guess it's a 1 year. Don't forget, Rivers was a lottery pick as well. But we know Trier had the attitude problems. We know that's a big reason he wasn't drafted as well. Remember when he had the that drug test? Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you get better and you have a quick recovery. I hope you get better. Appreciate you being here. But make sure you take medicine. Make sure you take care of yourself. It's good to take care of other people. Don't get me wrong. But make sure you take care of yourself, all right? Appreciate you being here. But I'm a Frank guy, but I've come to the realization I used to want Frank to be the starting point guard. Love his defense. He plays hard. The Dallas Mavericks moments, against the Pacers his rookie year, hit that big three, bang! I was like, oh my gosh, we got our point guard of the future. But then I just realized there's a reason he's not playing. His offensive game is so bad. He's not decisive. He's not confident. if he's not confident at this point, he'll never be. Like, we just have to accept what Frank is. He's a solid player. And he's not a guy we could send to the G League and he's going to gain confidence. He's going to have the same style of playing in the G League. He is what he is, in my opinion. We'll see with Rivers. It's really too early for anyone. But Linsanity was crazy. Undrafted out of Harvard. That's a whole other beast. Have you guys seen the Linsanity movie? That's a great movie. If anyone's just like trying to reach a dream, that's just a great underdog story for sure. Like, he was a beast at Harvard. He outplayed Kemba Walker in a game. I'll never forget that. I believe I watched that game. I don't see that. Fultz was the number one pick for a reason. Fultz way more aggressive, better athlete. Just, I don't see that. RJ's a better passer and defender than Tim Hardaway Jr., but Tim Hardaway Jr. shoots better than RJ. I'd rather have RJ than Tim Hardaway Jr. Yeah, Tim Hardaway Jr. Tim Chuckaway Jr. He's a very solid player. When we got him, I wasn't that high. I was like, he could score, but he's not very efficient. So far, he's been efficient, but it's only the beginning. I'm like, he plays hard, though. He does. Let's see what D. Grail says. Rivers is talented, but he was overshadowed his entire career. He never had the chance to be the first option. You'd be surprised what people could do if you just give them a chance. That's just life. That's deep, and I agree with you. I know he was a lottery pick by the Hornets, played for the Clippers, played for the Rockets. Of course, he played for his dad. That's just amazing. That's crazy. Oh, we get momentum, or like we're moving the ball around, and then we have Tim Hardaway Jr. from the top of the key, like freaking 10 feet back from the 3-point line, just throw it up. Wouldn't even hold his fall. Gosh, he pissed. He would do this dribble, and then just shoot it like crazy. Or as soon as he came off of the screen, he would no defense either. I wasn't a Tim Hardaway Jr. fan. I wasn't. I liked him his rookie year because I'm like, he's a later pick. He was good value, though. We're not Tim Hardaway Jr. fans, but if you look at where he was drafted, what was he, 29, 28? He was still good value, even though he's not anything great. But yeah, he pissed me off, too, Tim Hardaway Jr. I freaking hated him. He had good moments, though. Remember I believe it was against Miami. Who threw that, deep pass, and then Tim Hardaway Jr. caught it in the air and just threw it up? He had some crazy moments because he was a crazy player. Yeah, because he was, one of the top options, Sim. That's probably why. But, yeah, he's actually been pretty solid, I believe, with Dallas. I need to watch more Dallas games, but hopefully they lose when I watch them. They got to lose. And I have a question. We're winning right now. It's only the beginning. But do you have, a concern, or are you going to be how do you think the future looks? Is it darker if we don't get, a top pick and we make it to the playoffs because we're still missing a point guard? You could say we're missing some positions. If we make it to the playoffs, does it affect our future in a bad way? But, of course, the winning culture is just great. You want to see this team in the playoffs. It's the Knicks. I live in New Jersey right now. I lived in Georgia. The last time the Knicks were in the playoffs, I lived in Georgia. That was such a long time ago. What was I? I was 7 or 8 years old. I was like, oh my gosh. I'll never forget watching the Celtics the Pacers. Oh, damn, Roy Hibbert, Danny Granger, and they're just, oh my gosh. It would be Roy Hibbert. That's such a Knicks thing. He's not even in the league anymore. I don't think so. I know he played for the Hornets at one point. Danny Granger was good, though. I liked Granger, actually. Some people compared RJ's. That was RJ's comparison out of college. You live in Georgia? That's awesome. I was born in Atlanta. It's awesome. Georgia's all right. It's all right. But yeah, you had an AAU player who played I couldn't. If I was a coach, nope. No, I can never be a coach. I love basketball. Oh, damn. I couldn't imagine having to coach someone like. Does any coach get to Tim Hardaway Jr.? Like, do they? How do you like ask someone? How do you say like, in what world is that a good shot? Like, in what world? Oh, I would love Jalen Suggs. You see that pass he made, like that bounce pass, and he's athletic too. Put pressure on the defense. He was a quarterback in high school, if you didn't know. So no wonder he's a great passer. Um, yeah, we might finally have a coach. Like the Giants, Joe Judge and Tibbs are like similar. They play players throughout their strengths. They're no nonsense. I love those types of coaches. Fizdale, great guy. Not head coaching material. Not. And everyone talks about with the Grizzlies. He developed these guys, defensive minded. Listen to yourself. He had Marc Gasol. He had Mike Conley, Tony Allen. They were already good defensive players. He didn't develop shit. Relating to players is just it's cool and all, but he was soft. He didn't hold players accountable. Interview tips. That'll be cool. I want to see RJ shoot a mid range shot. Should be the way to go for RJ. There should be a limit. You can only shoot like 2 3-pointers. Let's see what Sim said here. I think the future looks great. Making the playoffs only helps their development. They have cap space and picks, so they're able to make moves. That's a really good point. That's a good point with the cap space. That is true. And you could say like we might get killed in the first round, or people might say that, but experience is such a good thing. It is. That's a really good point. Um, do you think if we make the playoffs, then the Knicks will start being like an attractive free agent destination? Because like we're starting to build a winning culture. But I don't know, guys like Gallinari went to the Hawks and they sucked. But the Hornets do have a talented team. You see Gordon Hayward last night? We hope the Mavericks suck. We really hope. Um, oh gosh, yeah, that's a meme everywhere. YouTube jail. So just stupid copyright stuff. Gosh, freaking YouTube. YouTube's way too sensitive. All right, now my channel just got terminated. My channel just got terminated, guys. I hate YouTube. I don't hate it, but just like the rules. All right, yeah. As long as we're good, but it's like the Bears with a quarterback. Just give us a damn point guard, please. Idiots. Idiots, idiots, idiots. I actually like watched that. Like the replays and stuff. I watched that. Or I just listened to it. Um you would be surprised or you wouldn't be. Yeah, Donovan Mitchell, he's from New York. Come here, come here. Donovan Mitchell, you can come to New York. Come on. Come on. I love Donovan Mitchell. I freaking love him. Well, you could say guarding the paint is the best, but guarding the 3-point line is just we get lucky. I'm sorry, I hate to be that fan, but there's so many wide open shots that the Cavs missed when we played them. Even the Jazz down the stretch, they missed some open shots. I don't know if that's like communication or what. Yeah, if the Knicks make the playoffs, I wouldn't mind trading those picks. If you're really sold on a player, why not? But again, it's also a very stacked draft. So someone you get at 20, like if the Mavericks pick 20 something, or the Mavericks pick results in 20 something, that 20 something pick could be better than the friggin' 10th overall pick in this draft. That's how weak this draft was. But don't get me wrong, there's gonna be very solid players out of this draft. I don't think there's gonna be like superstars like the draft that just happened. But like guys like Halliburton, I thought he went to a perfect position. He's more of an off the ball guy. He's not gonna like perform great off the dribble and shoot threes like that. He's more of a catch and shoot. You have De'Aaron Fox's flair, and then you have Tyrese Halliburton's feel for the game. I love watching Halliburton. He's not like fun to watch, but he's so smart, and I could see why teams loved him. But I was really surprised when he fell to the Kings. I wouldn't have been mad at him. I wouldn't have. Yeah, build this winning culture. Yeah, typos suck. Yo, what's going on, Anthony? Welcome back. Chris Vertical's in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Mitchell Robinson is good. He just needs to get a little better at three, but he's still good. Dennis Smith Jr. needs to get back. Dennis Smith Jr. can go. I'm sorry. I'm tired of talking about Dennis Smith Jr. Everything that were the concerns coming out of college, high school have come to life. Is he in love with basketball? He's really talented, but does he know how to play the point guard position? I'm not a Dennis Smith Jr. guy. I've never been a Dennis Smith Jr. guy. I actually liked Frank more than Dennis Smith Jr. Call me crazy. Just like, and he doesn't really have the athleticism anymore due to the back injury. So like, I guess he's gotten better defensively, but he couldn't have been worse than last season. He couldn't have. All right, here we go. Andrew says, the more I think about it, I would like the Knicks to keep building right and build a championship contender. Yeah, I agree. That's been the problem with the Knicks, always rushing the process, going out there, giving up their future. Of course, Carmelo made sense at the time, giving up guys like Gallinari and that pick that resulted in Jamal Murray. It's just such a Knicks thing. Of course he's a point guard. Of course Jamal Murray's a point guard. But you have to keep in mind how good freaking Carmelo Anthony was. Just like, especially you have to respect him now, just like the challenge he took on. You could say he came here for the money, but he still, never mind, it was a trade, so he still just embraced New York. I like Frank, but I don't at the same time. It's really weird. They're playing hard. That's something you just can't take away from this team, though. They got to play smart, though. Like, I'll never forget. I made, like, this plaque. It's in the background. Don't know if you see it. It says, like, hard work when I made it. And then my woodshop teacher always said, hard work's cool, but it means nothing if you don't work smart. Because people could be like, oh, I put in hard work. I practiced basketball for, like, 3 hours in the day. But what were you doing in those 3 hours? Were you just shooting around? You're not going to get better if you're just shooting around. Were you putting in efficient work? That's the main thing. And working smart is better than working hard. But you just have that. You have to have that combination of the two. Maybe you could say that, like now and like long term. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't think we are. We got Taj Gibson, or that looks like he's negotiating that contract. He's going to be here. And we'll have to like waive someone if we wanted to bring Chandler in. For the second, see, it's so weird. I don't know if I'm like not used to like good defense by the Knicks, but when I watch them, they don't look like the second ranked defense. They don't to me. Is it because they're missing open threes the opposing teams? Like, they just don't, in my opinion. Am I crazy? They don't look like the second best defense. Frank will have those games, and then next game he'll have like 0 points. That's the thing with Frank. You don't know what you're getting every night. Yeah, it's official with Taj. Does anyone know the specifics of his contract? It's probably only like 1 year, though. Uncle Fulio needs their own show. Yeah, YouTube's a lot of fun. You're going to get haters, but just don't be online, then. Dennis Smith Jr., everything. Mitchell Robinson, having good awareness. You literally see RJ keep their head up. Julius Randle make a great pass. Mitchell Robinson's not ready for the pass. Right now, Mitchell Robinson's playing disciplined, fundamental defense as of now. He has to keep it up. Being more aware. That's the main thing with Mitch. Because we know he has this athleticism. Actually, boxing out. He relies on his athleticism a lot for boxing out. That's great now, but how is he going to do 5 to 6 years down the road when his athleticism is not what it used to be? He has to learn the fundamentals still. Boxing out, being more aware. Those are the key things. I'll wave Dennis Smith Jr. If you're just going off the points we're allowing, I guess, yeah. See, that's the thing. Why would we, that late first? Will he be better than Burks? Or do you want to use that to, trade up? Because, Burks, he has injury history. Of course, played for the Jazz, Warriors, Sixers. Of course. But, wouldn't it be nice to have a veteran that can shoot the ball? Just nice to have a veteran that can shoot. I know we want to build towards the future. I wouldn't be mad at it. But he's contributing. Or he was. He got hurt, so. I agree, Michael. Morris Spellman's not on the team anymore. Spellman, I liked him out of Villanova. Athletic, could shoot the ball. It's just really, what's the word? Really keeping himself in check because he was not in shape. He was never happy anywhere he went. It's the thing. How bad he wanted to be great. That was the main question. I agree with you, Bruno. Yeah, we need shooting, so Rivers stepping up is definitely a big thing. We need an explosive player that is smart. Right there with you. But you have to also think of Mitch's skill set. Can he shoot the ball? No. So you got to put the ball on the floor. It depends on their style of play. I actually do see the jump. If you see the jump in a different perspective of playing smarter, not getting in foul trouble, he played 41 minutes, had 2 fouls. And literally 3 minutes last year, he would commit 5 fouls. Edwards is a guy, you don't know what you're getting every night. People are like, when locked in, he's a good player. It's a bunch of what ifs with him, or just when this happens, he's good. But his shot selection is terrible. He has lapses on defense, not a playmaker. He's athletic. If he cares about the game, he'll be good. It all comes down to him caring about the game because he's really talented. Well, I love the optimism, Chris Vertical. Trade Bullock, Burks, DSJ, and Frank, plus a future pick to move up in next year's draft. Would you even throw the pick we'll already have and then the Mavericks pick? Knox, I actually think, has been better. You can't look at the stat sheet, but he's gone better defensively. He's had some key plays in games. He's been all right. I think he's been solid. Well, right now, Leon Rose is our GM, but Sean Marks, I just thought he was doing a really good job with the Nets. The guy before that, I don't know who it was, but getting Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, Darren Williams, just who else was on that team? Gerald Wallace, I think. Of course, Cade's the dream, but we need the first overall pick for that. But we hope there's some Pelicans magic. And they award us. Just award us. Suggs is great too. Rivers is wide open. I clap before he shoots it. I love that. That means you have confidence in him. Wish we could do that for RJ. It's no disrespect. It's just the truth. I can't disagree. I can't. Billy King, is this sad? I don't know who that is. They have not. So just wave them. At this point. It's like, what are the chances? We're not going to get anything. We're just not. Might as well just freaking wave their ass. They'll clean it up. They have Kevin Durant and Kyrie, but the locker room problems and the maturity was definitely a big question. Best defender for Kyrie, Austin Rivers, Alfred Payton, one of those guys. We have guards that all our guards are capable of playing defense. They're competing. You see growth. You see improvement. That's what you'd love to see. Because the Hawks win was the best win. You had RJ play good, quickly, Mitch. You had the whole young core play good. Anyone in the G League? The G League, I don't think is going on right now. I don't think has that bubble started. Yo, Mama said, thanks so much, Super Chat. You didn't have to do that. I really appreciate that. Really do, man. Appreciate all your support. I see you comment, or I've seen you in the live streams plenty of times. I really appreciate your support. He said, look, bro, it's early in the season. We looking good. I can't read. All I can say is trust in Tibbs because he's doing a great job with the Knicks. This season is going to be a game changer for the Knicks. Well, first off, thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate that. And he's definitely changing the culture. We needed a culture-changing coach, especially a team that previous seasons was not held accountable by David Fizdale. Didn't have a proper offense he ran. It was just sloppy. It just looked awful. But yeah, man, I really appreciate that. I really do, man. Thank you so much. I think DSJ will be an all-star or a superstar one day, but the guy should get better. Oh, my. You love DSJ. Anyone else think Dennis Smith Jr. is going to be an all-star superstar one day? You can tell that we actually prepare for teams. Yeah, I agree. Jack said, hell no. To the no. Sorry, but hell no. No. That's the main knock on him. Playing these guys for a long time, but let's hope it's just because certain guys are hurt, like Noel, Frank, Dennis Smith Jr., Burks. But the fatigue factor, hopefully there's no injuries. YB Jelly's in the house. Thank you so much for being here, YB Jelly. How are you? Well, this is definitely not a team that's going to win long term or anything. So there's some pieces that could go. Next superstar in Turkey. Moutier's overseas, guys. Remember, Fizdale said, we're going to get you right. We're going to get you right out of the freaking league. I almost cursed. I'm sorry. Mama said, he won't burn them. He'll just play them enough to tell them this is how it's going to be in the playoffs. Okay. I see that mindset. What's good, man? How are you, YB? Oh, that's funny. And they lost. He dropped 60 and they lost. Why not come to the Knicks? Bradley Beal, come to the Knicks. Why not? Mike Woodson, Kenny Payne, Johnny Bryant, Tom Thibodeau, Greer. Gotta thank all those guys. I love Woody, man. I love Woody too. Oh, you never have to donate. Never. Never have to donate. That's just something extra. I really appreciate you being here. Never feel like you have to donate. Never. Randle's trade value? I have no idea. I have no idea what his trade value would be. Well, only you have to keep in mind how many games we're into the season, though. Yeah, he plays hard. That's the thing. Austin Rivers, he's going to be a fan favorite because of how hard he plays. And the next 2 years, I believe it's not going to be guaranteed. It's not guaranteed, but I wouldn't mind having him for the next couple years. I think we're going to be around the same because we're still going to have to make adjustments. Not like there's any like all-stars coming back, but Obi and I might be a nice role. We'll see what he does. Yeah, he wants to win. He's going to put guys out there that put him in the best position to win. He's going to give these starters a lot of minutes, but then you saw Rivers. The players that are playing the best, he will play down the stretch. Payne starts, but certain games, he may not be the best player on the floor, but he is like, he may be the starter, but he may get like 22 minutes one game. And if Rivers is playing better, he's going to play Rivers down the stretch. Like how he played quickly down the stretch against the Hawks. I love that. Yo, Mama said, thank you so much again, man. You never have to do that, man. You never have to do that. You being here is already enough. I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. Big time supporter. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Um, Season prediction 36 and 36. That's if we're 36 and 36, that's unbelievable. Yo, Sim, thanks so much for super chat, man. I really appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. Again, never feel the need to super chat. Just you being here is just enough. That like really surprised me because I've been watching you for a long time. He said, "Love the channel, Clutch B-Ball TV. Keep working. Gotta head out. Have a great night, man. Have a great night. I really appreciate that, dude. I really appreciate that. You keep up the great work as well. Thank you, man." Yo, MH is in the house. Let's go. This stream's amazing. We have MH in the house. He says, Obi and Frankie waiting in the wings need our bodies. Yeah, that really shocked me. I was like, nothing but Knicks? Sims in here? That's just crazy. But yeah, I appreciate you being here. But yeah, we'll see what happens with Obi and Frank. I really appreciate that. I really do. I really appreciate that. And no problem. Knicks are going 60 and 12. Oh, 60 and 12. Imagine. We need merch. Should I make merch, guys? Should I make merch? I'll put a cannoli on it, MH. I'll put a cannoli on it. It will be Frank dunking a cannoli. How about that? Frank dunking a cannoli. Oh. I like Nerlens Noel. He's a disciplined player. He's not great or anything, but he's okay. Well, they probably don't notice the extra B, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right, MH. It's all right. Clutch ball. We'll see what happens. I might make merch. We'll see. Do Frank dunking a croissant. Yo, that's a great idea. Frank dunking a croissant. That would be perfect merch. Perfect. Frank dunking a croissant. I love that. And then Dennis Smith Jr. dunking trash. But yeah, I noticed that image. Yo, Logan's in the house. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see. It's very early. We're playing good basketball. But we'll see. I'm sorry, Logan. I missed that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. To Frank dunking a croissant. That would be hilarious. That would just be gold. That would be cool. I would definitely need to get someone to do that, though. Frank dunking a croissant. Oh, Jesus. Or what was I gonna say? What's the Knicks YouTube channel name? I'm trying to remember. And the clutch merch. That would be a good one. I'll screenshot it just for the idea. Is Austin Rivers a long-term Knick, though? Do we might have to put like a Knicks legend on it. See, might have to do in the clutch. And then Carmelo shooting that three. How about that? In the clutch, Carmelo hitting that three against the Bulls. That would be so nice. That would be so deadly. That is a fact, MH. Or you could say like, oh yeah, that's a fact. No, not CK2K. I know CK2K. The Knicks film school. He made this hilarious video when he was like Austin Rivers. I have what did he say? Oh, I forgot what he said, but he was like Austin Rivers balls are so big. Well, it was just a funny video. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. You, Random Studio 6, who's been a part of the channel for like 3 or 4 years. MH. Yeah, I'm just so happy for Random Studio 6. The Bills they were so bad for such a long time. And you have Josh Allen, MVP candidate, like solid a good defense. They're just contending. So happy for that man. Yeah, that's his name, Andrew. David's in the house. Thank you so much for being here, David. How are you? That's a good question. I just think he's like laid off, actually, and Leon Rose has more control. This was me his rookie year. Why won't it like? Interesting. Interesting. Do got to give him credit there. He hired Leon Rose. Yeah, CK is amazing. CK's commented on one of my videos. I think he watched my videos. I love his content. He did a live stream against the Jazz. He had his son in it. That was awesome. Yeah, CK's a funny dude. He's definitely a funny dude. Entertaining for sure. But yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. This is true. This is true. This is true. Oh. Yeah, I watch Knicks media. I watch him. I like to hear his perspective when there's like news that drops. Um, he hit some big shots down the stretch. Rivers for sure. If Rivers didn't come in that game in general at the beginning, it would have been worse. Because as soon as Rivers came in the game, everything changed. We'll see, Mama said. I love the optimistic thinking. And again, thanks so much, Super Chats, man. And you just always supporting the channel. You're great, man. DSJ was amazing in high school. He was really hyped up. Maybe. Maybe. F me. No, I'm kidding. If you. Let's not say the Knicks are fixed yet. Let's not say that. Will he want to eat on another team? Where would Frank? I can't picture Frank in another uniform. I can't. Is it sad that I can only picture Frank in a Knicks uniform or like overseas? Gosh. Dude, list Randle in a hurricane because he spent so much. If he still did that, I would. That's funny though. At least he hired Leon. Brought in the right coach. Gotta give him credit there. Mr. Big Shot Rivers. Knicks winning may be the work of the Illuminati. That's the conspiracy. Wait, what did I say? Oh yeah, I was messing with you, D Grounds. I was messing with you. You're good. Taj is gonna be interesting. I think he's gonna be a guy that's gonna contribute in the locker room, but he will play. We can't have Randle playing backup big when Noel's hurt. But thank you so much for being here, man. I really appreciate that, Lou. Memorabilia. I can't speak English. Memorabilia. I think he did spin last game. It was like a half spin. Oh, by the Knicks? Wish I had that money. Frank a backup for DeJounte Murray. Spurs perfect role. I agree with that buzzer. Oh my. No way. I'm done with Tibbs. If Tibbs does that, I'm done with Tibbs. I'm sorry, but I would be done with Tibbs if Taj takes Mitch's spot. And he's been doing some good things, but gosh, I'll really start questioning him. I would really start questioning him, guys. Hell no. No. I wonder where Mitch would have went if we passed on him. I wouldn't mind DeMar. It's the contract, though. Didn't he just get brought back by the Spurs? Didn't they give him that contract, though? That's some motivational stuff right there. But they passed on him, right? They took Wagner. Didn't they take that Wagner kid from Michigan? He kind of does play point guard. He dribbles the ball up sometimes. Frank to the Lakers. Frank wins a ring. Dude, Andrew. You hear that, MH, or you see that? Someone convinced Steve Cohen to buy the Knicks from Dolan. Please. Oh, imagine. That's going to be a good game. The Mavericks win. That's good for your happiness, but I need them to lose for a draft pick. That is. Tibbs coached him at Timberwolves, Chicago, and New York now. It's crazy. Oh, guys, imagine Mitchell Robinson, LeBron, Anthony Davis, just like, damn. Montrezl Harrell, maybe they wouldn't have a guy like that because they got Mitch, but that would be so fun to watch. Frank and IQ coming soon. Yes, sir, brother. Convince Dolan. I know what you meant. Man. But yeah, just guys, thank you so much. You guys are amazing. I hope you guys know that. I hope you guys know this channel was impossible without you guys. Ask Donnie. Yeah, he comments on my videos. He's awesome. I've joined some of his live streams before. He's a good supporter of the channel. He's awesome. If you have 100 million, that's still not enough to buy a team. Well, yeah, you need like billions, right? You need billions. I'm dumb. Austin Rivers, yo, this is Austin Rivers. What's up? I love your channel. Oh no, I'm 16 years old. I'm at my house. I go to high school. I'm not tall enough. I think I'm like 6 foot 6'1". Julius is. We'll see if he keeps it up though. In a good way or a bad way, Lou? In a good way or a bad way? I really appreciate that. If you mean in a good way. Oh, Mitch has hit he's had some momentum, like alley-oop dunks when RJ threw it to Mitch down the stretch, and then we had another one like this previous game against the Jazz. I appreciate that, Lou. I really appreciate that. I really do appreciate that. I greatly appreciate that. I always try to let my subscribers know how much I appreciate them because this is impossible without you guys. I make the content, but you watch, you comment, you interact. So Knicks and the Lakers in the playoffs? Hell no. Wait, that would mean the championship. We can't play each other in the playoffs. They're in the Western Conference. We can only play Eastern Conference teams. So you're saying the Knicks and Lakers in the championship? I actually am a pay per chart guy. I liked him at Oregon. He's not physically gifted, but he put in hard work. That's why he is where he is. But I think he's gonna be a nice role player for them. But yes, Celtics fans do go crazy. Oh, that would be beautiful. Imagine if we had Lonzo on the fast break. Lonzo with Mitch? Holy sh! That would be fun to watch. That's awesome, YB. 6-4, yes sir. Um, I like Bouchard. Yo, I appreciate this comment. I need a screenshot. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that, D Grails. Clutch is the most mature 16-year-old in the planet. Your future's bright, Clutch. I can see. Keep going. I appreciate that a lot. I really appreciate your support. I appreciate all you guys being here. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. Again, support does not go unnoticed. LaMelo's been playing good, though. LaMelo has been playing good. So we'll see. I made a video on how LaMelo's way better, or he's way different than Lonzo. He's way more shifty, can create offense better. He plays with confidence. He's decisive. That'll be fun to watch. C-Mac. C-Mac's another great supporter. All you guys are. I recognize all your names. Please. 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 How do I do school and YouTube? Well, right now I have online school. I'm going back to school. It's going to be harder to make videos when I do go back to school in person. But I have virtual school from 7:40 to 12:35, and I just make videos after 12:35 and I upload them. But it's gonna be harder. I don't get a lot of homework though, so just no excuses. I make videos for you guys. LaMelo versus Lonzo will be fun to watch. That happened tonight. I hate how they're playing Devontae Graham. I like him, but they play him so many minutes, and he hasn't been playing that well. 7:25 to 3. There you go. All good vibes. Thanks so much for being here. Oh my. Well, that's a dream, brother. I wish. I wish. I would literally. I wouldn't believe it for the next 10 days. I would cry. Dolan does have a lot of power. The only way is fans stop showing up to the games. Imagine we draft Noah in 2020. Yeah, sell the team. Who do I got for MVP? It's way too early. It's way too early. Good question, but way too early. Randle. Randle has the Knicks in the playoffs right now, so yeah. What would be my first move? With this roster right now? Well, I would want to try to build a dynasty. I'm not trying to rush, just make the playoffs and get kicked out. I would obviously trade bad contracts. We don't really have those, though. I think we would have to realize that not every lottery pick's going to be an all-star. You could have Obi Toppin as a very valuable like piece off the bench. Just like people think bench like it's terrible. Build throughout the draft. Get a damn point guard at any cost. But I'm not gonna like trade players or trade players. I don't know. That's a long process. Being a Knicks GM, can't even express that into words. Screw school. Just drop out and make videos. You will have a brighter future. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, I wish. If YouTube paid that good, I would. If YouTube paid that good, I would have dropped out by now. Raptors suck. We lost to them. We gave up that game. We should have won. Oh, don't be sorry you're late. We have lives outside. We have lives outside of this. You have things to do, man. Appreciate being here. I agree with you, DSim9. Appreciate being here. Blue, there you go. That's a good comparison. Good MVP. Most valuable player. You think Mitch will be an MVP one day? One day? I love your optimism. Love the optimism, man. But yeah, if you have any questions, it's like broad NBA Knicks. This is just so much fun to do. Like I always have to make like a new account, like when the hours are over on StreamYard. So like to finesse the system, because I'm sorry, I'm not paying a certain amount of money. Like it automatically renews too. I can't cancel it. Frank Obi, Knox, Mavs, 2021. Trade that for what, DSim? For Beal? Frank, he's not that good. He's okay. Obi, he might be good. Knox, not good. He might be a solid piece. Give me that. I'll take that. Obi's not good enough defensively, and he's not fast enough to keep up with threes, in my opinion. We see Knox struggle with threes. He's gotten better, though. Kyrie's out tonight. Is he hurt? I know Kevin Durant has COVID. Yeah, because Ingram. Didn't Ingram win Most Improved Player? And the Pelicans didn't make it. Brooklyn is a big game. Kevin Durant's going to be out in that game, though, right? Because of the COVID. Isn't he? Rivers is the truth. We'll see. We'll see. It's too early. But he definitely is a good vet. He's a no-nonsense, represents New York very well. Shooter, not scared. We'll see. It's because Dolan's in control too much. It's because Dolan, like, he used to be in control so much. He's not as much anymore, though. Doc Rivers was a Knick, yep. You think the Knicks are going to go 11-3 at one point? So you think we're going to go on a big win streak? Oh, make a run this year? Oh, it's not happening this season, man. Slow it down. Slow it down. What do you compare? But yeah, that is a good comparison. Who's Quivers? Oh, Austin Rivers and Emmanuel Quickly together. I think I saw that. Derek Harper. Kevin Knox. I've liked his improvement defensively. He's hit some key shots. He's been all right. He's been all right. His shot looks smoother. You could thank Lethal Shooter for that one and Knox reaching out to him. Best shooting coach in the world. That was interesting, that Lakers team with D'Angelo, Lonzo, and Ingram. Wasn't when Lonzo was there though. D'Angelo wasn't there still, right? He was on Brooklyn, I thought. Was he still there? Yeah, exactly. You love Knox, huh? See, I think the Thunder are a team we can't overlook. They still have solid pieces. They have Shea. They have Dort. That's it. They have Al Horford, who's still no slouch. He's still solid. Um, Teo Maledon's all right. Yeah, Lonzo's not with him. RJ needs to grow out that hair again. That's what he has to do. That's a stretch. Depends if Kevin Durant's playing or not. Kevin Durant playing? No. Lakers is just it's LeBron and Anthony Davis. Not happening. McLovin. What? That's such a funny username. Someone really made that. McLovin. I am McLovin. Oh, that's funny. I'll take Mitch over Horford right now. My name is McLovin. Nice to meet you. That's funny, man. Thank you, Buzzer Beater. I really appreciate that, man. Pretty tired because of school. Looking at the freaking screen doing work all day. Or just going to pack out. Mitch is going to body Horford's not skinny, though. Don't get me wrong, though. I hope they blow him out. I want to blow out. I do. The fatigue, that scares me. Cool to see you, too, man. I didn't know McLovin was a Knicks fan. That's cool. The 3-point line shorter. The second longest 3-point line. All right, so it goes WNBA. Well, obviously high school, college. I think it's WNBA. European 3-point line or overseas 3-point line, then NBA. David Jackson, so cool. He's always putting those cool shades. Carlton, Coach Zipper, Doris Ben doing an excellent job. Kevin Knox appears to be a Boston process. Frank Ntilikina, Kevin Knox at the beginning of the rebuild. But now they've disappeared. I think Knox is going to hang around. Yeah, what was Rudy Gobert's contract? It was crazy what Gobert got. Like, I love Gobert, but he's like one-dimensional. Good defense player, good inside. Can't shoot. There's nothing special. Like, he's special defensively, but that's funny, McLovin. As long as Payne's in the game with RJ, Mitch, there's going to be a lot of zone. When Quickly comes in, Rivers is, yeah, they can't afford to do that zone. YouTube's broken with the notifications. Are your notifications on? Like the bell? It's going to be interesting when Obi comes back. Yeah, YouTube does suck, man. Look, I just got my channel terminated. Got deleted now. Yeah, Knicks community is awesome. Gosh, I'm tired from school. Doc Rivers was a good player in his career back in the day. he's not good enough defensively to play the 3, and I don't think he's fast enough. I don't think he'll be able to keep up with those guys. Oh, I got you, McLovin. I got you. Gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, YouTube's really weird. Why can't they just, like, as soon as I go live, whoop, popped on? Or when I schedule a live stream, it should let you know, too. I put in my community tab, though, should I go live at 5:30? Look out for my community tabs. Almost been live 2 hours. You guys are amazing. You guys just always make it entertaining. Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you get... So you get notifications for videos and live streams, like, not late? Glad to hear that. How bad does Anthony Edwards want to be good? That's the main thing. He's good when he's trying hard. That's just a bad thing to hear. I stopped using it recently. I don't know if people liked it really, so I just kind of stopped. I'll put it back in the videos if people like it, though. Obi and Randle, I actually disagree. They don't have the same game. Randle, like, needs the ball in his hands, like, perform off the dribble. Obi's not one of those guys. He's a guy that cuts without the basketball, spots up. Randle's more of a bully ball guy. Oh, it's all right. I appreciate being here in general. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. We just got to trust the coaching staff. Just enjoy the wins right now because we didn't expect this start at all. Well, this is the thing. If Randle starts, my philosophy is we have to realize not every lottery pick's going to be a starter in the NBA. Look at the history of the 8th overall pick. I'm not trading Randle just to trade him. People think bench like it's a bad thing. What's wrong with Obi coming off the bench? Wait, Walt Frazier did not... No way he passed away. No way. Don't joke about that. Obi could just be a very nice energy guy off the bench. I don't have a group chat. You could, like, reach out to the people in the chat if you wanted to talk to them. I don't really do group chats. They're just annoying. They're like spam and just like... I don't keep track of them anyway. Sorry, man. No way he passed. You're joking. Such a troll. I think Knox is doing good. We have to realize what Knox is coming into the league. It's going to be 2 to 3 years. He's going to take time. Appreciate you being here in general, man. It's okay. It's so weird how live streams don't get notifications. Me too, man. Let's go Knicks, Charlie. Sorry, I'm really worn out. Been live for almost 2 hours now, so I am tired. And I had school today. Looking at the screen doing work is just... My brain. Ooh. Appreciate that, McLovin. How'd you find the channel? I like Garland. Thanks, I appreciate that. Says happy birthday from Charles Oakley. Yeah, YouTube's stupid. Do you have the post notification bell on? I got it from my roommate, Evan. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Have a great night, Pat. I appreciate the great amount of support. It's a pleasant surprise. I know I don't seem like I'm thrilled because I'm tired. But he's keeping his head up. He's playing smart basketball. Even when he wasn't in the first half, he has made adjustments to his game. Got to credit the coaching staff and him for willing to change. Oh, no problem, McLovin. I appreciate that. Thank you for being live and giving your time. See, I hate the word fans. I hate that word. Because then it makes me feel like I'm on this whole other pedestal of like I'm some star or something. I don't like that word. You guys are just awesome people, and I appreciate you guys being here. Really do. Thank you to all of you guys. This channel is not possible without you guys. Again, I put out the content, but you guys watch, you guys interact with me, you guys comment. My stomach growling. Yeah, we play hard. My stomach growling. I don't know if you guys hear that though. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. You have a great night. Nicholas is in the house. Thanks so much for being here. I am from New Jersey. I was born in Atlanta though. That was the next Giannis. Yo, 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 yo. Curious question. How tall is everyone in the chat? How tall is everyone? No lies. I want people to drop in the chat how tall you guys are. I don't know if you guys hear my stomach. I don't know if you guys hear that. Yeah, it's consistency with RJ for sure. 5'10". Noah Vonleh. He was actually solid. 5'10", 5'8", 6'5", 10, and 5'1". How tall was I when I was 10? I'm 6'3" in heels, but only 6'4". I think I'm 6', 6'1". I was like 5'10", literally like a couple months ago. I'm 16 though, so I'm still growing. So you stop growing like as a guy like 21, I think, or 19. But yeah, this is like an optional thing. If anyone ever wants to become a member, again, never feel like you have to do it. You being here in general, I really appreciate your support. But like, you get to suggest like video ideas. You get I shout out everyone in general, but it's just if you want to further support the channel. Like if you're on a laptop, it should say like join channel or something like that. Or if you go in like the link, there's a link that says like member, like in some of my other videos. If you click that, you can become a member if you want. It's only up to you guys though. It's only to further support the channel. I appreciate you guys. You're gonna be 6'3" when you're 20. How tall is your dad? Pops is 6'3". I don't know why I'm so small. It's alright, man. Nothing wrong with being small. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that, dude. Dad's 6 foot. That's how tall my dad was. He was 6 foot flat. Amori Spellman, like I was right there with you. I was excited when we signed him, but if you want to learn something if you didn't know before, the reason why he's being tossed team to team, the Warriors or the Hawks drafted 30th overall, last pick in the first round. The Hawks, the Warriors, the Timberwolves, the Knicks. He has mental problems. Not even joking. People question like his maturity, how much he wants to be great, staying in shape. It all comes down to, does he love the game? Does he want to be great? He has a talent, but he doesn't have a good head on his shoulders. That's why he's being tossed team to team, and he's just not happy. And he wasn't going to get burned anyway. Draymond, he was athletic and he could shoot. He just didn't stay in shape. If he stayed in shape, maybe he'd be here, but you gotta take care of your body or you don't deserve to be in the NBA. You don't like the Taj move? I thought it was a good like depth move because we can't have Randle at the 5 again, especially when guys like Noel are out. And I think he's just a good veteran piece to have. I think we'll win 30 games. Like I'm happy we're winning, but Gosh, we need a point guard. I actually like the Taj move. We've been live for 2 hours, guys. 2 hours.
Dinner's ready.
Well, it's perfect timing. My mom just said dinner's ready. I love pie. I love that name. Let's get that W tomorrow night. Yes, sir. Yeah, Taj is 30. He played with Timberwolves, Bulls, the Knicks, the Thunder. Those are the teams he played with. Thunder, Timberwolves, Bulls, Knicks. 4 teams. Appreciate that, Jeff. I wouldn't get signing Isaiah Thomas. Because he's not our future. What's the point? He would want to be a starter. Plays no defense. Injury concerns. Older. Appreciate that. Wait, let me just drop the link if anyone wants to become a member. Again, it is optional. Don't ever feel like you have to become a member. Appreciate that. I love pie. Appreciate that. I appreciate that. But if you haven't already, put that post notification bell on so you are alerted. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But make sure your YouTube notifications are on. But I get it. YouTube's broken. YouTube is broken. It is. I appreciate that, Clutch. I really do. I really do appreciate that. You're guessing my name is David. Well, you're way off. Or Zach. Or no. My name's Noah. My name's Noah. I feel like you knew that. Or Richard or Zach. Do I look like a Richard? Do I look like a Zach? A David? But there you go. You got it. Almost blocked you. That wasn't going to be good. You too, Darius. Have a great one. Fine, I knew it. Yeah, I appreciate you guys being here. You guys are awesome. Not possible without you guys. Oh, wait, Darius. See what you said. Enjoyed the live stream, fam, but have to dip. We'll hopefully get a notification and join the next one. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate that. I'll usually put in my community tab, like, should I go live or will I go live? So just look out for that, like on a daily or something. All right, but yeah, I'm just going to drop this member link and then say have a good one. You too, Darius. Appreciate you. Yeah, the reason why people weren't joining my live streams lately before was because no one was getting notifications. See, this is the thing. I have no schedule with the live streams. I have no schedule with them. I believe this is a link. Welcome back, Jasper. How are you? Yo, you have a good one, man. I appreciate your support. Have a good one, Conturk. Well, I'm about to end it soon. I've been live for like 2 hours and 4 minutes. I got to eat dinner. But yeah, I hope you're well, Jasper. We're 7th in defensive rating. So the Giants and Knicks getting better at defense. I'll take it. See if this link works. If you ever want to become a member, here it is. Let me test it first. It is optional, so never feel like you have to become a member. Never think that. See if this works. Yeah, I'll answer a few more questions if you want, guys. If you just put them in the chat. But yeah, thank you so much for the great amount of support. My laptop being slow, yo. The one copyright strike on my channel. I'm buffering? That's not good. Am I buffering, guys? Which T will win the chip? Which team? Can't count out the Kevin Durant. They have depth. Lakers can't count out. The main teams, in my opinion. It's too early, though. There's going to be teams that catch fire. But yeah, shout out to Joshua for being a member. Appreciate you. But yeah, here you go. See if this pastes. If you want to become a member, that is the link. It is optional if you want to further support the channel. You get to suggest video ideas and we'll be connecting more and you'll be involved in the channel more. But big shout out to everyone that joined. You guys are amazing. Really appreciate the great amount of support. That is the link. But Shantoro, Andrew, Jake, Nothing But Knicks, thanks for joining. Jasper, Conturk, Nicholas, Darius, Clutches in the house. I Love Pie, McLovin, Jeff, MH was in here, I know. Appreciate all you guys. You guys are amazing. Hope you guys have a great night. Stay safe. Don't be anything stupid. Don't do anything stupid. The stupid show would stop. Will stop when people stop acting stupid. Thank you guys so much for a great amount of support. And as always, guys, have a humble day or night. Peace out, y'all. Peace. Have a great one.